Hi guys, Ugfog here and welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing my Premier League 2017/2018 predictions. Very excited to bring you guys this video. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm going to try and make this video not biased in terms of the predictions which I'm going to be doing. Also, I do want to explain that we are going to start from the relegation up to the top 10, but the numbering will be 10 to 1 for 20 to 11, and then 10 to 1 for 10 to 1, if you understand what I mean by that. But yeah, so hopefully we can get some debates kind of going in the comments section. If you guys agree with me, if you guys disagree with me, let me know what you think maybe the top 4 might be, what might be the relegation teams for this upcoming season. But yeah, it's just my opinion, and yeah, let's get straight into the video. Okay guys, so getting on to the team which I think is going to finish last in the Premier League in this upcoming season, for me it is going to be Brighton. They did very well to get up into the Premier League. Obviously Knockaert, I think I'm pronouncing his name correct, obviously was a big help in them getting up into the Premier League, but for me, they just had a lack of good signings, Brighton, so far. I mean, they did sign Matthew Ryan from Valencia, who is a goalkeeper, who's not a bad signing, but in terms of other players that they've really signed, they've only brought in one other player from the Bundesliga, and in general, I just don't think Brighton will be able to adapt that well enough to the Premier League. So, unfortunately, for any Brighton fans watching, I'm sorry, but I think they are going to be finishing last in this Premier League season. However, I think they might be one of those teams who might beat some of the big teams and then just do awful against a lot of the other teams that they're competing around. But yes, I think Brighton will be finishing bottom in this upcoming Premier League season. Okay guys, so off towards 19th position, I'm going to be going with another newly promoted team, Huddersfield Town. First of all, just like to say congratulations to Huddersfield for being promoted to the Premier League. Obviously, it must be a very exciting time for Huddersfield fans, and it's always nice to see a new team in the Premier League, but I think they will be going straight back down. Having said that, they actually have given themselves a lot more of a chance. They've actually gone out and spent some money. They've signed a centre forward from Montpellier, they signed Aramu for over 7 million from Manchester City, Tom Ince from Derby, Lorient de Porte from Porto, but a lot of those don't really have Premier League experience, so I don't know if they're going to be really able to adapt to the demands that the Premier League kind of has. But who knows, they might turn out to be a Bournemouth, but overall I just don't think they're going to be able to kind of cope with the pressure, and I think Huddersfield Town will finish in 19th place. Okay guys, so off into 18th position, and the final relegation position for this upcoming Premier League season, I have gone with Swansea City. This was quite a tough one between Swansea and a few other clubs, but I did choose to go with Swansea in the end, just because personally, I think in general their team just isn't in great shape. I mean, yes, they do have Sturgeon still, who probably still might leave before the season starts or before the transfer window ends. Also, Llorente, who was a decent player for them last season, isn't going to continue to keep firing in the goals for all of next season, I don't think. To be fair to them, they did sign Mason from Las Palmas. However, he's not Premier League proven, so we don't know how he's going to turn out. He could be incredible, or most likely not going to be incredible. But yeah, for me, I think Swansea will go down, which is a little bit of a shame because they have done quite well in the Premier League since they kind of did arrive quite a few years back, but they have been falling down these past couple of seasons. Quite lucky to stay up last season in my point of view, and I think this season they will eventually go down. Okay guys, so off towards 17th position, I'm going to be going with Watford. I think they will be quite lucky to stay up this season, but I think they will just about do it ahead of Swansea, Huddersfield and Brighton. Last season as well, they had a very good start, but ended up finishing 17th, 6 points from safety, but obviously it was a massive disappointment as the season went on for them. I think they've had some decent signings though. I mean, Tom Cleverley joining from Everton, as well as Will Hughes joining from Derby County, so I think there's a couple of decent signings that they have been able to make, but for me, I just don't think they're going to be making much progress, and I think it's going to be a kind of nervy season for Watford fans, but I think they will just stay up. Okay guys, so moving towards 16th position, I'm going to be going with Burnley. This was another team that I was also considering who could potentially get relegated this season, but I think they're just going to really stay up, mainly thanks to one of the signings that they have made in Jonathan Walters. I think Jonathan Walters, and obviously still got Andre Gray Burnley from last season as well, are going to potentially have a decent partnership up front, and I think they will be definitely scoring quite a lot of goals, those two, this season. Having said that, at the defensive part of Burnley, it's a whole different story. Losing Will Keane is not good at all. They got decent money for him, 25 million. It's a great signing for Everton fans, of course, but obviously not very good for Burnley. But I think thanks to their attack, they are just going to make the cut and stay up this season. Okay guys, nothing towards 15th position for me. It is going to be Crystal Palace, a team which I have really grown to hate over the past few seasons, as you would obviously know because I am a Liverpool fan. But I think they have still got a pretty decent team with a very good manager, despite me hating him as well, obviously for reasons which everybody would know. But a little bit concerning in that they've only made one signing, and it's not really a signing, and that is Ruben Loftus-Cheek on a loan deal from Chelsea. They have lost a few players, but they were players that hadn't really done much anyway last season. It'd be interesting to see if they could potentially maybe get Sacco back next season. Personally, I want him to stay at Liverpool, but who knows, Palace might be able to sign them. They've got a couple of other decent players in the squad though as well, and I think they will be able to stay up this season, mainly thanks to the good managing tactics of Sam Allardyce. Okay guys, nothing towards 14th position for me. This is going to be Bournemouth. Wow, this team have done very, very well since they've come into the Premier League, and once again next season I think they're going to be a pretty solid team. They won't do anything spectacular, I don't think, but at the same time I don't think they're going to be struggling either. I mean, Jermaine Defoe is a proven goal scorer at Tottenham, at Sunderland, and I think he might have played somewhere else as well, but he's been a great signing for them, as well as Nathan Ake from Chelsea. I think he's also going to be a very good signing for the club as well. They've got a very good manager in Eddie Howe, who I personally think should really be the current England manager. But I think they've got a very good team going to this upcoming season, and I think they're going to be pretty solid. I don't think they're going to struggle, and I don't think they're going to really cause much trouble overall, but I think they're going to be solid, and I'm going to put them down in 14th position. Okay guys, moving towards 13th position is going to be West Brom. This is one of those teams which I don't really understand how they do as well as they do in the Premier League, but they always seem to. I mean, they've got a great manager in Tony Pulis. They made a couple of good signings this season, in particular Jay Rodriguez from Southampton for £12 million is a very, very good signing indeed. And, you know, they're one of those teams that you always hate to play away. They're never easy to play away. At home, they're pretty easy in my point of view, but certainly away, they're quite a hard team to play against. And I think they will do quite well this season. Again, they won't set the world alight, but I think they will be solid and finish in 13th position. Okay guys, so nothing towards 12th position, and it is going to be the newly promoted team of Newcastle. They are back in the Premier League after 1 year out, and they look pretty strong. I mean, they got some great players in Alexander Mitrovic. They signed Javier Manquillo from Atletico Madrid, who's a pretty good player also. They signed someone from Eibar for about £9 million, who I believe is quite a good player as well. Unfortunately, they weren't able to keep Toivan, who has actually now gone on a permanent deal to Marseille, I do believe. That would be a bit of a shame for Newcastle fans, but they've also got some of the good players in Jonjo Shelvey, Matt Ritchie. I don't know if Townsend still plays for them, I can't remember, but they've definitely got some good players, and I think they will finish in 12th position this season. I personally don't like Newcastle at all, but I'm a massive fan of Rafael Benitez, so I think they will do pretty well this season. I don't think they'll be close to relegation at all. I'll be very surprised if they are, but yeah, so I'm going to go with 12th position for Newcastle. Okay guys, so getting off in towards 11th position, I am going to be going with Leicester City. A couple of years now since their Premier League success, and I don't think it's going to be repeated anytime soon. Having said that though, I think they're going to have a much more kind of solid season in the Premier League than their kind of up and down season last time out, but I think they've made some decent signings. I mean, Vincent Iborra from Sevilla for about £10 million is a great signing for him. You know, he's done very, very well at Sevilla, and I think he can definitely do well in the Premier League. Also, Vardy and Mahrez and Morgan and Hoof and Schmeichel and Drinkwater. They've still got some very good players, and I think they will be quite solid in the Premier League this season. I don't think there's going to be any trouble for them getting relegated or anything like that, but I don't think they're going to be able to challenge for any European positions though either in this upcoming season. Okay guys, so getting into the top 10, now it gets a lot more interesting. And in 10th position, I am going to be going with Stoke City. One very solid team, Stoke City, under Mark Hughes, and I think they will definitely be able to be successful once again this season. I think 10th position would be quite a good position for Stoke fans, and I think they would definitely take that. They've still got some awesome players like Shaqiri, Arnautovic, Peter Crouch, of course, Diouf, Wilfred Boney, who could still definitely provide something next season, Berahino as well. They also just loaned in Kurt Zouma from Chelsea for the upcoming season, which I think is a good signing for them as well. They did lose Jonathan Walters, who has been a great servant to Stoke City over the past few years, but I think overall they won't really struggle too much, and I think 10th position would definitely be a solid finish for Stoke City. Okay guys, nothing towards 9th position, and I am going to be going with West Ham United. I think a few people will be surprised by this prediction, but if they can get the signings, which it looks like they're going to get, it does look very good for West Ham. I mean, potentially Hernandez and Arnautovic are going to be joining West Ham. Even without Arnautovic, I still think Stoke City will be able to achieve 10th position. But for me, if West Ham can get those two signings, as well as the signing of Joe Hart that they already currently have for the season-long loan deal, I think West Ham are going to be in a very, very good position. Also, they had the problems with playing at the new stadium last season, which is obviously, I would hate to be playing at the stadium that they are in. I think it's one of the worst stadiums in the country, but I think second time around, West Ham will have no issues at playing at home, and I think they're going to be a lot more stronger. Hernandez, proven goal scorer, and I think West Ham fans should be very, very excited for the upcoming season. So West Ham, I am going to go with 9th position. Okay guys, so getting off in towards 8th position, and for me it is going to be Southampton. This is a very, very exciting team. They always seem to be losing so many players, and yet they seem to add so many nice players as well to their teams. I think they're signing a Gabbiadini, who I believe was signed in the January period of 2017, is going to be fantastic for them in this upcoming season. He certainly was in the back end of last season. Also, they've still got some great players like Jordi Classy, James Ward-Prowse, Van Dijk if he still stays, Yoshida I think his name is as well, Shane Long, Charlie Austin. They've got a lot of very good attack of options, and I think they're going to be still very, very good next season, Southampton, and I think they will be in the top 10, and I think 8th position is certainly a position which they can achieve, and I think they will achieve. Okay guys, seeing off in towards the top 7, and for me in 7th position it will be Everton. This has been quite an interesting transfer window for Everton. They signed some good players, but have also lost some good players. The two big players that they have lost being Romelu Lukaku for 75 million, which I think was a decent amount of money that Everton got from that, as well as losing Gerard Deulofeu to Barcelona for around about £10 million. So there's some, couple of good players who Everton have lost. Having said that, they brought in some great players as well in return. They've brought in Klasan, Michael Keane, Wayne Rooney for free. I think it's a very good deal. Coming back to his hometown. I think a lot of Everton fans as well will welcome the return of Wayne Rooney. In terms of striking positions, I don't think they look brilliant. I mean, I think they signed a striker from Malaga who I've never heard of, but I think overall in terms of how their defence is and how their midfield is, it is brilliant, and I think Everton will be able to cope. They usually are able to, and they've got a very good manager as well in Ronald Koeman, so I think Everton will finish 7th in the upcoming season. Okay guys, moving towards 6th position, and I am going to be going with Arsenal. Let the controversial debates begin in the comment section. I think they will finish 6th, I really do. I think they've got much more of a chance of finishing 5th or 6th than they have getting into the Champions League for next season. I mean, being in the Europa League is not a good competition at all for a big club like Arsenal is. I think, though, the signing of Lacazette is very good. However, I'm going to come and just tell everyone straight that he's not Premier League proven yet, so we're definitely going to have to wait until the season kind of starts to see how he kind of fully plays and all that kind of stuff. But they could still potentially lose Sanchez to PSG or maybe even to another club. I personally think Sanchez will leave. Their midfield really needs sorting out. The defence is pretty solid, and obviously Petr Cech is a very good goalkeeper. But I think Arsenal will finish 6th this season. I just don't think they're good enough, honestly. I really don't. I was watching them in the pre-season friendly today, and I know friendlies don't matter, but they got smashed by Chelsea still. But yeah, I think Lacazette could be a decent signing, but I think in general Arsenal will finish 6th this season, just because of the plenty amount of games that they're going to have to be playing, and also with their kind of dodgy midfield as well. Okay guys, so I'm going to go off in towards 5th position. I am going to be going with Tottenham Hotspur. They've been very good the past few seasons, Tottenham, but I think this season they are going to definitely have a bit of a downfall. They haven't really added anyone to their squad at all, which is quite concerning, I think, for Tottenham. I mean, they still got great players, obviously, like Eriksen, Harry Kane, Rose, Dele Alli, Alderweireld, Vertonghen, Lloris in goal as well. They did lose Kyle Walker for 45 million, and they just don't really seem to be in a hurry in terms of signing anyone. They don't really need anyone overall, but I just feel that they're going to have a bit of a fall down season. I don't know why. I just feel that other teams around them are just really upgrading nicely, and they're not, to be quite honest. I think they could definitely do with probably another winger, actually, but I just feel they will finish 5th this season. I just don't think they can quite keep up, constantly fighting for Premier League titles, and they are going to have to fall down at some point, and I think this will be the season where they do, although I don't think it's going to be a disastrous season for Tottenham. Okay guys, so getting into the final 4 teams, and in 4th position I am going to be going with Liverpool, the team that I support, and a lot of people seem to just be kind of saying, Liverpool, they won't finish 4th and all this kind of nonsense, but why can't we? I think we can definitely finish top 4 again this season. I don't think we'll be able to challenge for the league as such, but I think definitely top 4 is not beyond us. I mean, we've got Coutinho, who could maybe still leave to Barcelona, but we've got Mane, Mohamed Salah, Sturridge, who we all know, every Premier League fan knows that Sturridge on his day is a quality striker. Still got a pretty decent defence, although I think it could be upgraded a little bit more. Still got players like James Milner, Mignolet, who improved a lot last season, Lallana, of course, Firmino, even Henderson. So we've still got a lot of very good players, and I think the squad that we have got can definitely challenge for top 4. However, we need to sign a couple more players because our squad just isn't big enough for the Champions League, and yeah, that's a little bit concerning at the moment, but I think we made some good signings, and I am very excited for the new season for Liverpool, and I think we will finish in 4th position. Okay guys, so getting into the final 4 teams, and in 4th position I am going to be going with Liverpool, the team that I support, and a lot of people seem to just be kind of saying, you know, Liverpool, they won't finish 4th and all this kind of nonsense, but why can't we? I think we can definitely finish top 4 again this season. I don't think we'll be able to challenge for the league as such, but I think definitely top 4 is not beyond us. I mean, we've got Coutinho, who could maybe still leave to Barcelona, but we've got Mane, Mohamed Salah, Sturridge, who we all know, every Premier League fan knows that Sturridge on his day is a quality striker. Still got a pretty decent defence, although I think it could be upgraded a little bit more. Still got players like James Milner, Mignolet, who improved a lot last season, Lallana, of course, Firmino, even Henderson. So we've still got a lot of very good players, and I think the squad that we have got can definitely challenge for top 4. However, we need to sign a couple more players because our squad just isn't big enough for the Champions League, and yeah, that's a little bit concerning at the moment, but I think we made some good signings, and I am very excited for the new season for Liverpool, and I think we will finish in 4th position. Okay guys, I'm getting in towards the runners-up for my prediction in this Premier League season, and I think it is going to be Manchester United, a team which hasn't really been doing well by their standards in the past few seasons, but I think this season, in terms of their league performance, they're going to be right up there, and I think they will challenge for the league, mainly thanks to the new signing of Lukaku from Everton. They did lose Rooney, although I don't really think that's going to be much of a loss to United in this upcoming season. Also, I think players like Ander Herrera are going to be even more stronger, Rashford, Martial. It looks like they're also going to be keeping De Gea, who is by far the best goalkeeper in the league, and also they got Paul Pogba, who I think will do better in next season, but I still don't think he's going to be as good as what a lot of people have said he's going to be, but I still think he will have a pretty decent season in this upcoming season. But I think it's going to be a decent year for United. I think they will definitely challenge for silverware, but I just don't think they're going to get the Premier League title, but I think 2nd position, I think United fans would be pretty happy with that. Okay guys, so we're down to 1 remaining team, and the team who I think is going to be in the Premier League title this season for me is going to be Manchester City. I think they've definitely made the best signings overall so far this season, with the signings of Mendy, Kyle Walker, Danilo. I think they signed yesterday. Bernardo Silva was also a very good signing. They've got very good players already, and Gabriel Jesus is going to be very interesting to watch next season. Kevin De Bruyne, of course, Aguero's always going to be consistent, and even Kompany, if he can stay fit, is obviously a great centre-back. So I think they got some good players. Also, Sane next season is going to be very interesting to see how he's going to play, because he had a very good overall last season. I thought he had a very good season, and I just think they're going to win. I think in terms of European success, I don't think they'll get past the quarterfinals. Obviously, I might be completely wrong, because in a tournament game anything can happen, but City are known for not doing well in Europe, but in terms of the league, I think they're going to do very well, and I think they will finish first in this upcoming Premier League season. But that is going to finish off this video for you guys. So that is the Premier League, my predictions all done. Let me know if you agree or disagree with them. It'd be interesting to see what you guys think, and yeah, that is going to finish off this video guys though. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.